I think she's hiding. And here's where and why and how and what. Part 12. Go watch all the other parts. Oh my god. It's important to point out that nobody except high-ranking officials and members of the royal family saw any, proof. Her lover, Dodie Fade, had an established Hollywood TV studio in LA. TV magic? The tea. I think she was just visiting the resort because Canada is one of her favorite places, but she probably lives on a small remote island, if she lives anywhere. If she's alive. Theory. She actually said the same year of her fatal accident that she wanted to withdraw from public life. So if she was secretly on this island, her boys, Harry and William, could video chat her and visit her when they feel like. This part's going to be why this would be a perfect scenario for everyone involved. We're back to talk about Princess Diana. Can we talk about how beautiful she is for a second? In continuation to where I last left off, this escape plan would work out for everybody involved. Charles could remarry, Diana could live with her lover in peace, and no repercussions to the royal family. Bada bing, bada boom. There were so many exciting moments in the trip that they were on. The paparazzi got lots of beautiful shots. I don't understand why they would attack her for like a half-assed, boring shot of them sitting in a car. Here's where things get really interesting and kind of spooky. I actually received some private messages from people claiming to have similar, if not almost exact experiences as I did. This person met a lady in her late 50s. It seemed really hush-hush. He said she looked like Princess Diana. But, oh, I get that all the time. Other person thought that they saw her and started staring, and this lady was just smiling back. This person even got a wink. Boys and girls were getting the Secret Service involved. Calling out the government. I hope I don't die. Ex-M16 officer Richard Tomlinson. He beeped some intelligence files there, okay? He says he saw some sort of assassination plan for a foreign politician. And he said the details had an eerie similarity to Diana's fatal crash. So that led people to suspect that maybe the driver was in on it and leaking information to the M16. Another note, Jody Fayad's bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones, his father claims Rees-Jones knew about the crash before it actually happened. Nothing to prevent it and even helped cover it up after the fact. Why? According to them, it's because he was being threatened by the Secret Service repeatedly. Scary phone calls and letters that got so bad he even called the police. And guess what the popo did? Guess what they did? Nothing. Stay tuned for the black car, white car theory.
Him and conceded that the instructions may have been relayed to him by Henri Paul. He said he wasn't happy about the plan but didn't fight it. But he added he would certainly have stopped Henri Paul if he'd known. Mohammed Al-Fayed believes Trevor Rees can remember much more than he's letting on. The court heard that Mr. Al-Fayed has claimed his former bodyguard was paid to lie by the security services and was part of a conspiracy to suppress the truth that Diana and Dodie were murdered by MI6.
Hiya, boys, girls, and thems. The time has come. The black car, white car theory. First, let's recap what we know. What we know is that this summer while I was working at a private high-end resort, I saw a lady that looked exactly like Diana, except the age she would be now. And that not only was she a little bit cheeky about it, a couple other people met a similar lady with a similar response. I mean, the wink is iconic. She was religious about wearing her seatbelt, and she pre-suspected foul play. The location, being in France, meant that it took hours for her to get to a hospital. She was treated at the scene. Her lover had a hand in TV magic as well. And apparently his bodyguard already knew about the whole thing before it happened. We have an ex-French military officer who spilled that he saw an assassination plan that looked exactly like her case. All right, I'm not going to say the name of this agency anymore because I don't want to get shadow banned and it's not working. Talking in code is not working, so this is why I don't think that agency was trying to assassinate her. In the next part, I'm going to tell you why I think they were protecting. All right, why do we think she's alive? And why do we think there might have been two parties involved at the scene, not just one? So I've been hinting to you in my previous parts, the black car, white car theory. Some people say they saw a black car speeding off. Some people say it was a white car speeding off. So which was it? Unless it was both. Wait, what if one party was there to execute the plan and another party was there to prevent it? What if the royal family was trying to get this done, okay? But she may have sought help from the French government to protect her. So that's why they had all those assassination files. They had to know the whole plan to stop it. Maybe someone was on her side. Like, finally. What if the French military's agency involvement wasn't, off the princess? What if it was actually save the princess? Hide the princess. Protect her. The more I get into this, the more this is really looking like a cover-up. I'm like shaking right now, I don't know why. I guess, part of this angers me? I don't know, wait till you hear what I have to tell you. So, the French military agency locked up and prohibited access to the files of the investigation into Diana's death. And for some reason, they locked it for 75 years. Okay. But then I was like, yay, we'll know in 75 years. The truth will come out. We'll know if she's alive or dead or murdered or what happened. But then upon further investigation, I was sadly disappointed because it turns out that just weeks before the $12.5 million Euro inquest into Diana's death that was held in Britain, 2007 to 2008, the French agency claimed they lost the 6,000 pages worth of documents. This is a story about the time I met someone who is in fact supposed to be.
So I live about 5 minutes down the road from Kate Middleton, met her a few times, etc, etc. Now, I used to work in a store, again, 5 minutes away from Kate Middleton's house, and there was a woman in there that looked very familiar. And I said to her, you look a lot like Princess Diana. And again, the same thing there. Yes, well, I have been told that. And I was like, okay, this woman was a lot older, and she was still so beautiful. And the eyes, that is what said it to me. I was just like, she was here in a location where Kate Middleton was not long after Kate married William. So, yes, suspicious.
Alright, okay, we have another story. Now, I can't account for the validity of these stories, but I still find this very interesting nonetheless. I got this submission from a girl living in Canada. Just outside of Toronto, she worked at an exclusive restaurant. So she pointed out that this lady looked exactly like Diana. Oh my god. Except the age she would be. She said she got that a lot, and then everyone else giggled. What is really interesting is when this woman that looked like Diana thought she was out of earshot, she was overheard saying she misses Ginger and Wombat. And then when she moved into view, everyone started quickly talking about something else. So at first she didn't think that much of it, but then she looked up the nicknames that Diana had for her children. Turns out it was Ginger and Wombat. And what makes this story so believable to me is that she mentioned everybody else kind of giggled. And that's the same reaction I got when I mentioned it to the group.